All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having 3 toasts this evening. Our maid of honor, matron of honor, and best man. So let's give it up for Libby, Marlene, and Kyler.
All right, sorry guys. Good evening, everyone. My name is Libby, matron of honor. Ally has been my best friend for about 10 years now. Ally and I have shared many moments together, both happy and sad. And through those experiences, we have grown so close that I can't remember my life before she was in it. Apart from obviously being beautiful, which we can all attest to tonight, Ally is one of those people that you meet and wonder, is she really that nice? And the answer is yes. Honestly, she's the type of friend who brings you hand-picked flowers just because, or forgives you instantly when you've unintentionally done or said something hurtful. She sends you cards in the mail for your birthday, or reaches out just to let you know that she was thinking about you. I truly have never met anyone like you, Ally, and I am so thankful to be able to share in this special day with you. A few years ago, Ally told me about this guy that she met online. He was super cute, funny, and his name was Brian. My immediate thought was, isn't that convenient to date a guy with the same name as your dad? That's a point in his favor already. And then I met him, and their attachment to each other just made sense. Seeing them together and how they shared their little inside jokes and had the same sense of humor, it was almost like they had the ability to read each other's minds. Brian, I am so glad that Ally found you and that you were smart enough to recognize that you hit the jackpot when it comes to finding your life mate. And while you've apparently been doing pretty well so far, and I'm saying that because Ally has literally never said a negative thing about you, even when prompted, and you two apparently don't ever fight, I have prepared a few tips for you to give you an extra boost on your journey towards marital success. First, if Ally ever says, it's just a short walk, tell her you'll drive. Because if you don't, you may find that you have walked 20 minutes through the sand down the beach in your swimsuit just to realize that you've only made it halfway to your destination. And once you finally reach the parasailing station that you had been headed for all along, you may find that when you look back from whence you had come, you see a storm descending upon that little speck in the distance that is your beach towel and other belongings. You will then find that you have to run the many miles back up the beach in the pouring down rain while lightning is striking all around you and thunder is cracking overhead to finally reach your now soaked belongings and seek shelter, looking and smelling like a wet dog. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything, but just take my word for it. Never trust thee, it's just a short walk. Second, if Ally ever tries to quote a proverb in conversation, just nod your head and pretend it made sense. Just as an example, she once during a very serious heart-to-heart with me said, you know, when the tough get going, they just go. And the kicker is, she will so confidently execute these sayings that it will take a minute to recognize that she just completely butchered that. And last, do your best to get Ally drunk whenever possible because she will hands down tell you she loves you more times in the course of one drunk evening than she has throughout the existence of your entire relationship. So Brian, if you keep these tips in mind, you are bound to have a happy marriage. In all seriousness though, I am so happy you two found each other and that I get to be here to help you celebrate this beautiful union. So let's all raise our glasses in toast to Ally and Brian.
Hi everyone. For anyone that I haven't gotten to meet yet tonight, I'm Ally's maid of honor and older sister, Marlene. It was actually pretty hard for me to narrow down what I wanted to put in this speech because there aren't sufficient words to describe how special Ally is to me. Our sisterhood and best friendship are more than anyone could ask for. Growing up together and growing even closer as we age is a privilege I have never taken for granted. As our lives continue to evolve and you take this next step into married life, I hope you'll still need your big sis, because I know I will always need you. It is such an honor that you chose me to stand next to you today, and I want you to know how proud I am of you. And Brian, I want you to know how honored I am that I can now officially call you my brother-in-law. Ally and I have often talked about what it would have been like growing up with a brother. We agreed that they would have had a rough go at it with how close the two of us are. For anyone our age that also grew up watching Mary-Kate and Ashley and remember the Brother for Sale song, that absolutely would have been us. Now, I've been lucky enough to get the best of both worlds, growing up with a sister with the closest bond, and now gaining a brother at the perfect time. For those that know my family, know how close of a unit my dad and Ally and I are. Sometimes it's like we are talking in our own language with how many inside jokes we constantly repeat. It's never intentional, but it could come across that we're in our own little world, even when we're in the presence of others. Brian has never let that faze him, though. From day one, he fit right in, joining right in on all of the jokes. Seeing Ally and Brian laugh together is one of my favorite things. Don't ask them which one is the funniest, though. You won't get an answer. We tried to include "I'm the funniest" in the he said, she said game at Ally's bridal shower and had to scrap it after 20 minutes of them refusing to say the other one is funnier. You both are hilarious, and I hope you both continue to crack each other up as you continue through life and eventually grow old together. I know how hard you two have worked to put together this wedding. It has been so beautiful and so much fun, and I hope it's been everything you wished it would be. I can't thank you enough for choosing to include me on your most special day. I love you both. Cheers.
My name is Kyler. I've known Brian my entire life. Growing up, Brian was that kid. We all did tons of sports, but there was one kid that went off to Troy, did hockey. I just kept thinking, who is this, excuse my language, who is this absolute badass that's out here playing hockey when we're all just doing our normal sports in Covington? But it didn't stop there. We played every sport, did everything together. I put his face on the mat a couple times, almost every day, but it's okay. He lived from it. But throughout the day, me and Brian don't talk every single day or anything, but I know at the end of the day, if I ever need anything, he'd be there for me. Ally, you look absolutely stunning, and I have to thank you for looking at this beautiful face online and think, that one's mine forever. So let's all raise a glass. Congrats.
Let's hear it for all our toasts. They were wonderful. Let's give it up.